All right, so now welcome to another amazing video tutorial. So now here we are back with a full student resource management system, fully premium, fully created, fully crafted. Everything you need in a student resource management system is right inside this amazing system. And in this video, if you skip any part of this video, then trust me, you're going to miss a lot. The system has a bunch of features that we're going to walk you through each and every features into detail. I'm not going to skip anything, right? So as you can see from the main portal here, we have the parents and students login portal section. We have the teachers. Once they click on this, you launch that form, you enter your login credentials, you log in. We have that of the administrator. So meaning teachers have their portal, administrator has his portal, and then the parent as well as teachers also have their portal. So this system, like I said, is fully crafted. Automatic SMS, authentications, exams analysis, just name them. Everything is right inside this system and nothing is left out. I mean, nothing is left out. So stick around till the end of the video. You need to know how to install it. Right now, this is not how it's going to be. You need to install it on your PC before you can access it. And I'm going to walk you through the installation wizard. And guess what? Everything is dynamic. So any school in any part of the world for any curriculum can use it because you are going to structure based on your own curriculum. Everything is in the settings, in the installation wizard, all the settings that is going to match your own curriculum for a country, and everything is right inside the system. So now stick around till the end of this demo video. So now let's delve right in. All right, so now we are back. So the first thing you need is the app URL. So once you have the app URL, just go ahead and paste it in your browser and just Control V to paste and press enter. So once you press enter, you are landed on this page, and this is the setup wizard, SRMS setup wizard, that is Student Resource Management System setup wizard. So this is where configuration and everything is going to start from, right? By this point, you should have your school's information and everything ready before you proceed. So right now, I will need the school name. So let me just fetch my school name. So as you can see from this folder, I have my school's details. So I'll just copy the school name, that is Sunrise International School. Just copy that, Control C to copy that, and then I'll paste it here. And then the motto, I'll go back to the file, copy the motto, Control C to copy that, and then I'll just go ahead and just paste it here. Then the next thing is the address. So I'll go back and get the address of the school as well. Just copy this up to this. I think this is okay. Copy that, and then from there I'll go ahead and paste it also here. So now the next thing is I'll enter the phone number. So you make sure you enter the phone number that can receive SMS, because you'll be receiving SMS for resetting of password as an admin, since you are the one setting the system up as an admin. So I'm going to enter my valid phone number. So I'm going to use +233 2032 67290. So I have that, and from there I'll proceed to enter the school's email address. So with the school's email address, I already have a dummy one. So I'll just copy the email address and just paste it here. That's the school email address. So now from there, I'll proceed and click on next. So on this page, as an admin, I need to enter the administrator's name. So the administrator, so I'm going to use my own name, Abdullah Rashid, and then let me get my username and password. So my username, let me just say admin. And then let me just enter the password here. So it's going to auto-generate some passwords for you. If you don't like it, you can reset, get your own password. Let me just use this and then confirm your password. There we go. So now recovery phone number. So this phone number is going to be the same phone number used from the previous screen. So I'm going to enter the same phone number for receiving SMS. So say +2330203267290. So once the phone number is also okay, just click on next. And once you are on this page, the next thing you're going to do is to choose. Is your school dealing with terms, where we have term 1, term 2, term 3? If your school is dealing with terms and you can even add additional term, you can just click on add period and then you add another term. Let's say my school deals with 4 terms. So I'll just click on add period, then I'll just enter, let's say term 4. And from there, I'll be good to go. So now I have 4 terms. If yours is with semesters, then you choose semester. So you can add other semesters, semester 1, semester 2, up to the number of semesters. If it's quarters as well, you indicate that as well. So I'm going to go with terms, and it's going to be term 1, term 2, term 3. So let me leave it as it is and just click on next. So here is academic year. So now let me just choose 2025, 2026 as the current academic year. If you are in 2026, 2027, go ahead and change that. And once you are done, click on next. Then from there, we come to the grading system. So with the grading system, this is so dynamic. You can modify this to suit your grading system. You can delete any of this grading system. You can modify the remarks, the grade, the maximum score, the minimum. You can do that. For now, I'll leave it as it is. So we have the basic, we have the wire grading system, we have the Cambridge, we have the GPA. So whichever you would want to use, go ahead and pick it up. So I'm going to pick basic and just click on next. So now the next thing is I need to get my Google Drive folders. These folders I want to store student images, teachers images, and then signatures images as well, right? So now what I need to do is I've already gotten those folders ID, but let me demonstrate how that is going to work. I'll just go here inside my Google Drive. So as you can see, I've already created some folders. This is for headmaster's signature. This is the school logo folder, the student photos, the student report, and then the teacher's report. So now I've already created. So to create the folder, just click on new folder, and just name the folder. Let me just say dummy folder. So I'll just click on create. So once the folder is created, as you can see, just open the folder. So now to get the ID that is being requested on the installation wizard, the ID start from 1 after the folders, and after the / copy up to that. So that becomes your folder ID. So with these folders here, the signature and others, I have their IDs here already. So I'm going to start with the student photos. I'm going to copy that ID, student photos ID. I'll copy that, Control C to copy. And I'll go back to the installation wizard here. I'm going to go ahead and paste student photos. I'll paste that here. There we go. For the student. Now I'll go for that of the teacher's photos. I'll copy that as well up to here. Control C to copy. Then I'll paste that of the teachers. And then I'll go back again and get that of the logo. So I'll copy that of the logo up to here. Then Control C, copy that as well. And then with the school logo, there is this, so I'll paste it here. And then the student report, okay, the student report as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy that folder's ID. So I'm going to copy this, is it, student reports folder ID. I'll copy that and then I'll paste it inside here. Student report folder ID, paste it here. And also the student signatures, it's not needed, skip it. Teacher signatures, leave it. So now all you need is the folder, the school logo folder ID, the students photos folder ID, the teachers photos folder ID, and then the report cards folder ID. So now I have all of them set. The next thing I'll just proceed and click on next. So on this interface, we need SMS activation. So with the SMS, I've already created a detailed video on how to activate or set up SMS for IKSL, but it depends on the country. So other countries that may be using different APIs, we're going to take our time and prepare video tutorials to guide them as well. So now I'm going to use IKSL. So I'm going to just go, all these things, you can leave them, even the folder IDs, if they are not ready, you can skip them and it will still work. And you can do that later in the settings. So I'm going to click on next. So I'm going to leave everything as it is. Click on next again. And then now I'll confirm all the setup. Just go through everything from here. Now you can see whatever I skip is going to be indicated as dash. So now once I'm okay with everything here, then I'm going to go ahead and click on complete setup. So this will take some few minutes to get us to the landing page. All right, so now here we are. So the wizard says setup complete. So you'll be redirected straight to the login page. But in case that didn't happen, just refresh your page and then you're going to be landed on the login page or the landing page here. So as you can see, you have your school's name already printed as you set up from the installation. So now once you have everything like this, the next thing is you need to log in as an administrator to start with. So I'm going to click on login. And there we go. I have the administrator login form. I'm going to click here. I've already saved my login credentials that I use in setting up. You make sure you don't forget this. So click on that and click on sign in. And here we are right inside the dashboard. So as you can see, everything is now clean. So we can start everything from clean slate. So now the first thing I would recommend you do immediately, you log into the system here as an administrator, come to settings. Then under settings here, make sure this phone number is correct because you'll be receiving OTP for resetting password as an administrator. So the next thing is, aside OTP for resetting password, sometimes OTPs fail to come. So what happens? We need a security question which you as an admin knows, which you can use to reset your password. So quickly come here and set a security question that you can be prompted at the reset password section for you to answer that and be able to reset your password. So now I'm going to ask, the question I would want to keep here is I'll ask, who is the CEO of KingTech Coding Clinic? There we go. So now that is a question I want to ask. So it depends. You can ask a secret question that nobody knows the answer to, right? So you may make it who is the founder of the school, or who, something that you can easily answer yourself is going to help reset your password. So I'm going to enter the answer as what? Abdullah Rashid as my full name. So that becomes the answer. So with this, whether you enter it in lowercase or uppercase, it's still going to work. So now, once you are done with this, just go ahead and click on save. So you make sure the answer is correct. Abdullah Rashid, just click on save. So there we go. So you receive this message at the bottom here, settings saved. So now the next thing is we need to set up the school logo. So click on this. I'm going to go ahead and browse to my desktop and grab Dummy School and grab this folder and just click on open. All right, so it says what folder, the file is too large, okay, because I generated it using ChatGPT. So I'm going to resize the file and then come back and then re-upload it. All right, so now I'm back. I've just resized the image. So now let's try re-uploading the image once again. So now I'll navigate to my downloads folder, click on this and choose the image. So now you can see now the image fits in there. So now the next thing I need to set up is the API key, right? So with this, like I said, we've created a separate video that you need to follow to be able to get your Arcasol API key and also the sender ID. So I'm going to use that of the KTCC for demonstration. So I already have everything set up. So I'm going to enter the sender ID, which is KTCC. So all the messages are going to be received with the heading KTCC. So in your case, if you're going to set up for your school, it has to be with the name of your school or the abbreviation of your school as well. So now let me get the API key. All right, so now I've just copied and pasted the API key here. So now everything is set. So now the next thing I'm going to do is just to click on save settings first. So now you can see success messages, what logo uploaded, and then API key is also saved, as you can see. So now we can just try logging out. Just say no thanks. So now, as you can see, immediately we log out, we already have the logo appearing at the top here. So now let's click on admin login again to log in once again. So as you can see from this side as well, we have the logo already printed. So now let's log in as an admin. And there we go. So now we are back logged in as an admin. So now we need to test to confirm that our SMS is working. So come back to settings. Everything looks good. So to test SMS, after entering your sender ID and your API and then choosing the provider, which is Arcasol, when you click here, you have other providers, Twilio, you have Vonage, you have the Infobip, you have the African Stocking, of the text local, and then a custom version as well. So when you click on custom, you'll be asked to enter the details as well. So now everything looks good here. So now to confirm that our SMS is working, let's go ahead and click on send test SMS to recovery phone. So SMS will be sent with your school name confirming that the SMS configuration is set. So now this is the phone number I'm using, my Vodafone number. I'm going to send test SMS to it. So as you can see, it says what test SMS sent to the phone number. So now I can check my phone. So now let me quickly check my phone from here. I've just received the SMS. As you can see on your screen, you have the SMS, which says, you can see exactly at 3:34. You can check the time here, 3:34, and check the SMS time, 15:34. Says what? Test SMS from Sunrise International School. The SMS gateway is working correctly. Perfect. So now, with what I was talking about with the resetting of the password as an administrator, let's log out and let me show you something. So as an admin, if you want to reset your password, you go to login. Probably you might have forgotten of your password after using the system for a very long time. So here you would want to click on forgot password. So here you have two options. Either you enter the phone number you would want to the ATP to be sent. That's the recovery phone number we've used in the setting. So you enter that phone number and then click on send OTP. So OTP will be sent to your phone with a code that is going to be entered during reset. So once that happens, then from there, you go ahead and then reset your password. Alternatively, you can go to security questions option. In case the OTP is not coming, go to security questions. So from here, it's loading. Let's wait. Okay, so no security question has been configured. Contact your system administrator. So I need to go back and confirm what we have just set up. That is the security question issues I talked about. So let's go back and confirm whether it has been well saved and all that. So now let's go back to login. Let's log in as an administrator. All right, so now we go back to settings once again. So now let's see here. So it says what? Okay, so it's not saved. So now let's confirm once again to make sure this is well saved. So now the security question once again. So let me just enter. Let's say what is your or who is the CEO of KingTech Coding Clinic? Let me just use that as well. So who is the CEO of KTCC? So I'm going to use my name. So there we go. So now I'm going to click on save security question. This was what I didn't click earlier. So click on that save security question. So now it's now saved. After that, click on save from the settings as well. And now it's now saved. So now let's log out once again to confirm. So now let's assume you have forgotten of your password. So you click on login and then here you go to forgot password security question. Let's look at that. So now it's loaded. So now here you test so who is the CEO of KTCC? So you enter your answer. So once the answer is correct, it matches what is already saved in the database. You can then go ahead and reset your password. Enter a new password and repeat and then reset it. Simple as that, or use the OTP. Very simple and straightforward. So now that is that about administrator resetting password. This is very, very important. That is why I've taken the time to walk you through that as well. Now let me log in back and then we see the next line of action. All right, so now after all the settings, the next thing we need to do is to begin by checking the various terms. So now let's start with academic year. So let's check that, the academic years. We have only 2025, 2026. So let's just add additional. So we click on add. Let me just enter 2026/2027. Click on save, and there you go. We have that as well. So now we have two, and that is enough. So you can set it as active if you are in 2026, 2027. So now let's check the various terms. So now we have term 1, term 2, term 3. So all are activated, meaning you can choose any of them to work with. If you want to turn any of them off, you can deactivate it. If you want to make some editing, you can click on that to edit as well. So now let's leave it as it is. If you want to add additional term, you can hit this button and you add, but that is okay. We come to classes. So with the classes, let's proceed and click on add class. So with the classes, we have level and then we have the classes. It depends on your school's curriculum or whatever. So now the level has to do with the category. So in this case, let me start with, let's say, KG. So with the KG category, we have KG1 and KG2. So I'll just say here KG1 and I'll save. So the level should be what? KG, and then the class name is KG1, save. And then we have that saved. So let's add another class. So since we have KG2, so let me say the second level again is KG, and then we have KG2. So here KG2. Okay, so click on save. So there we go. So now let me add out of the primary. So I'll click on add. So here I'm going to name this level as primary. So with the primary, we have from primary 1 to primary 6. So you can also categorize it as what? Lower primary and upper primary. But since they are all primary, let me categorize them as primary. So here we have basic 1 and the primary. So the level is primary. The first class is basic 1. So click on save. So you can add the other classes for primary. Let me keep it like this for demonstration. Let me add one for JHS. So here the level is JHS. Then the first class is what? JHS1, like so. So click on save. So now we have all the class. So you can add as many classes as you want. So now the various subjects. So let's choose this. I'm going to be using JHS for demonstration. So let's stick to the JHS subject. You can choose any of the classes. It's all the same. So let me just click on add. So I'm going to go ahead and choose a class. So let's say JHS. And then the subject is what? Mathematics. So let me just start with English. I'm going to say English language, then save. I'll click on add, JHS again, then mathematics, then I'll click on save. Then I'll click on add again to JHS, now choose science and save. Then add subject, then here you go to JHS again, then social studies, then save, and then add again. Then let me add another one, let's say computing, save. So now let me speed up adding the rest. All right, so now there we go. We have up to 11 subjects, and that is good. So you can add as many subjects you offer. So now we have English language, mathematics, science, social studies, computing, RME, creative art, BDT, French, Ghana language, Arabic language, so up to 11 subjects, and that is fine for JHS. So we are good to go with that. You can add for any other class as well, and you are good to go. So now you know how to add classes. You just a subject, choose the class, enter the subject name, and you see. Now let's go to the grading settings or the grade settings. And before that, let's navigate back to subject. So you can delete any of the subject. You can equally edit any of the subject if you want. So you can do whatever changes you would want to do. Let's navigate to grade settings. So here we already have the grading system we chose during the installation. If you want to do any changes, just click on this and do the changes and save. If you want to add another grade band, you can do that. Click on this, you add the grade band back. That is fine based on what we've chosen. So now, once we are done with that, now let's add our first student. So let's click on this. So now let's click on add. So with the students, we can do bulk adding of the students, right? And we can also add single students one by one as well. So I'm going to demonstrate the two. So let's add the first student. So let me just call the student, let's say, so now it's male, choose the date of birth. So choose the year from here, and then choose this, that. So the phone number, let me use my exact phone number for SMS issue. So now the point is, the moment a student is admitted, the student is going to receive an SMS with the school's details, the URL, the student ID, and everything, meaning they can immediately log in to be able to access their dashboard. And I'm going to demonstrate that right here for you to see something. So now, let's continue. So make sure you enter the correct phone number that is going to receive the SMS. That is the parent phone number. So plus 2330, that is 02032679290. There we go. So now you choose the class the student belongs. Let me just choose JHS. Now the student photo. Let me just navigate to my desktop and then school passport images. So let me just choose this, or maybe this as a student. Let me just choose that. Now click on save. So as you can see, student registered ID is here. Now the student is also here. So let me see exactly. I've just received the SMS. All right. So now, as you can see, this is the SMS here. You can all see that from right on my phone. So now let me proceed and tap on the link. So let me just tap this here. So as you can see, the app URL with the school's details right here. So we're going to be switching in between to get the student ID and be able to enter everything correctly. Besides, I already have it on my PC, so I can just check it from there. So let me just enter parent student login. So let me tap on that. And there we go. So now we've just logged in into our student portal. For now, no results is published yet. So don't forget, this is student results management system, nothing else. So we're not going to do anything here. It's just about viewing of our results. It's not a complete school management system. Take note of that. So now, as you can see, we have the student photo here, the student name, student ID, the class, then the gender. So here the student can choose the academic year they would want to choose. So for now, since results hasn't been published, nothing can be done here. So unless we publish results, and there that the student can access all these features. So now that we've seen how the student can log in, we are good to go. There is nothing to worry about. So now let's end this here and proceed to add more students. All right, so now there we go. We've seen how to add all those students, and we're able to log in and saw what happens on the phone. So now students can equally log in on the PC, and everything is going to look good. So now next thing is let's see how we can bulk import students. So to do that, let me navigate to my downloads folder. No, let me navigate to my dummy data folder. So here I have an Excel sheet here. That is a CSV file. Let me just refresh the page and see. So, okay, let me just see if I can open this file here. Let me just say open with, let me use Excel. There we go. So you can see these are, let's say don't show this again. Let me just click on that. So these are the student details we have here. So here, what is going to happen is this. We have to make sure we format this anytime we would want to save this CSV file, not Excel file, not normal Excel file. So what we can do is this. If you would want to bulk import your students, let me show you how that is going to happen so that you can get everything easy. Let me just save as. So let me first of all save it as what? SLSX first. So Excel workbook first. And let me keep it on the desktop. Then I will show you how we can format the student data, that is the phone number section, and then we're good to go. So now let's just click on save. There we go. So now it's saved as what? An Excel file, no more CSV file. So now it has to be in Excel format before we can do that. So now from here, let's select all this range here. Let's just right click on this. Let's go to format cells. Let's go to custom. Okay, let's just make it text. Let's save it as text. And then after saving it as text, now from there you can type the student, the parent phone number here correctly, starting with the plus. So we can say plus 233, and then you are good to go. So now we just like this here. We have, let me remove this one here. So we have, there we go. So now we have all this formatted. So once you have them formatted, now we can now save it as CSV file now so that we can import it. So to do that, let's click on this file. And then let's go to save as. Let's go to desktop again. Let's name it data 2. So here, let's choose CSV file here. Yeah, so let's choose this CSV file. So click on that, and then let's click on save. So we have that file saved now. Now we can close this one, and then close this one. Now bulk import. So import, choose the file. I'll choose this file now. Now preview. So once we have this, ignore what is happening here. Just click on import. All right, so now as you can see, 4 has been imported and the rest has been ignored. What you saw over there will be ignored. So now let's go back to students. Now as you can see, we have them, but the issue is that we don't have them with their profile pictures. So what it means is that we can proceed to go ahead and then edit and get their profile pictures. For example, if you want to get their profile pictures, click on this. Now we have the student details here already. So here we can choose to select the class. So JHS, which is already been selected, student is active. So now let me just confirm what is happening here. Okay, so now let me choose this once again. So choose the class JHS1, and then let's choose the picture. Click on that. So dummy school data, so passport images. So this is a male. So I'll go for this picture. Then I'll click on save. So now, as you can see, the picture has been updated. So since we need the pictures to show the student results, we need to update all of them with their profile picture. So let me quickly do that. All right, so now as you can see, we now have all the students, all of them are in JHS, and you can see all their profile pictures are now updated. So now the point I didn't mention is when we did the bulk importing, all of them will receive SMS. So as you can see on my phone, I have about 4 SMS for the newly imported students. Okay, so they are all there. All the SMS are there. So once you do bulk import, they all receive SMS right away. So now that is that. So now the next thing is, let's see how we can add teachers. So now we need just one JHS teacher because we've just added only JHS students for examination sake. So now let's go ahead and click on create teacher. We upload the teacher's profile. So let me just use Let me use email. So there we go. So let me just choose the name, John Mensah. There we go. So now the class this teacher is going to be assigned to is going to be JHS1. So you assign each teacher to the class you would want them to handle. So the phone number, let me use my exact phone number for the teacher, 233 at the 020326729, or just use their, just make sure you use their right phone numbers, right, for SMS 6. So let me just say teacher, this is for demonstration, teacher1 at srms.com. There we go. So once you are done with that, let's click on save. So immediately we click on save. So now this will give you dummy login credentials for the teacher. The username is what? John M238, and then the password is what? This. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a text file and save those things there. So I'm going to let me just name it teacher logins. Teacher logins. There we go. Open that as well. So now I have this. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the username like this. Just copy that. Teacher login. So paste that here. And then the password as well. I'm going to go back and copy the password. Copy that. And then go ahead and then paste it here as the password. So now I have the username and temporary password. The teacher will be asked to reset password during login. So we'll be seeing that in a couple of minutes. Now let's cancel this. So now, once we are done, I think everything is okay from the teacher's side, from the admin side. So now all the settings and everything has been done. So you can view your system license after. So now you can see your system is fully active and everything is working and up and running. So now basically that is that. So now let's log out as an administrator and then log in as a teacher. So now here we're going to log in as a teacher, right? So now what is going to happen is, let me just click on teacher login portal. So from here, let me pick up the teacher login credentials, the temporary one. So let me just copy this as the username and then the temporary password. Let's go for it. Copy that as well. Temporary password. Yes. And then we paste that as well. So now let's click on sign in. So now with this, the teacher will not log in immediately. You can see from the background that the teacher is about to log in. But before the teacher logs in, they will have to create their own password. So that means they would have to set their own password after using the temporary password given to them by the admin. So here, let me just, the teacher name is what? John Mason. So let me just use this. There we go. As the password, let me just click on continue or set and continue. So now the teacher has this login straightforward. So now with this, you can see the teacher is assigned to JHS1. The level is JHS. The academic year is 2025-2026. Currently term 1 and 5 students. So the teacher can see their student by clicking on this. They'll be able to see their students. Teacher can check attendance. So from here, you would want to check attendance for this date. So if the date you would want to check is not activated, click on the calendar to activate. So now to load the student, click on load students. And from here, you can see if all of them are present, just go ahead and save attendance. If some of them are absent, click here and choose absent and give reasons. So here, I assume all of them are present. I'm going to go ahead and save attendance. There we go. So now once you load the history, you'll be able to see the attendance history here. On Sunday, June 21st, 2026, at this same time, the number of students present were 5, absent 0, late 0, on permission 0, and total is 5. So you have summary attendance here. So now the ultimate exams results. So let's check out that. So same way you can add all other teachers the way we've just added the DHS teacher. So now exams results. So now we need to work on exams. So now the academic year, we want to keep 2025-2026 as the active, then term 1 as the active. So now we load the class. So once you load the class, you have all the various subjects and everything populated here. And the students' names, the various subjects, and then the class score, exam score, and then the total. So what you need to do is to enter the various scores for the students. So now I'm going to show you how to enter the first student. Then I'll speed up with how to enter the rest of the students. So now with the first student, the class score, let me just assume that. Now the sum of class score and exam score should be equal to 100. So I'm going to say 34 here. Now check something. If I make here 7 is, so let's say 99, you can see this is red. If you try saving this, it will not save. They will tell you that cannot save one or more subject total exceeds 100. So the total has to be 100. So here I'm going to say this is what 44, and that makes sense now. So here let's say 45 and then the exam score is also 45. Your class score is 23, exam score 34, then class score, let's say 45, exam score 45 for the computer. So you can see each and every subject and class score and then the exam score. So here we have compute, that is the class score for computing, that is 40, and then the exams score, that is, let's say, 45. And then the class score for RME is, let's say, 23. Exam score is, let's say, 22. Class score for creative art is what? 45. Exam score is 34. And that of the BDT is what? 45. Exam score is 45. French, 40. Exam score 33. And then Ghana language, 23 as a class score. Exam score 34. Arabic language, 34. Exam score as well, that should be 45. So now all subject captured, and then the total is what? 823, and then the average is 74.8%, and then the grade for this is B plus, right? So now we have that. So now go ahead and let me just speed up and fill in for the rest so that we can be able to see the analysis and how everything is done. Very simple. Now let's proceed with the first student. So let me just speed up in filling all the rest. All right, so now I've just populated for all the students now. As you can see, everything is now filled and the results are now ready. So now all what the teacher has to do is what the teacher has done by entering the student scores and nothing else. It is only the admin who has to verify and publish results. So now let's look at the other menus for the teachers. Reports. For now, since reports are not yet published, you can't see anything here unless the results are published. Come to class summary as well, you can't see anything. Even if you pick that up and click on summary, you can't view anything unless the results is. So now as you can see, no published results found here. So now basically that is that. So now let's log out here as a teacher. We've seen what the teacher has to do. Like I said, this is student results management system. So now let's log out and log in as an admin and publish results. All right, so now let's log in as an administrator. So we click on login and there we go. So now let's enter our login credentials, click on sign in. All right, so now as you can see here, we have 55 draft results. None is published, no SMS is sent yet for results. So now everything is ready. So now let's proceed to results here. Let's view that. So as you can see, we need to filter what we would want to publish. You can publish results class by class. So now let me just choose this academic year 2025-2026, because that is what we created the exams on. Then we select the term, that is term 1, and for all classes it will filter. So if you choose, let's say the JHS alone, it will filter. Since we have only JHS, it will only filter for JHS. So as you can see, we are here to publish. You can publish student by student. You can just publish everything. So let me just publish all for all the students. Click on that, click on OK. So now there we go. The results are published. If something happens to the results and maybe some data is not well captured, you can revert. Clicking on revert means that it will be taken off the system, meaning the student cannot access. At this point, once it is published, the student can access it. So if you want to revert, you can just click on this and then you revert. So with this, the student cannot access the results again. It has been withdrawn. So to publish it again, just click on publish. There you go. There we go. So now the results are published. So now when we go to report cards, let's just try to filter academic year and then the term. So let's load. So you'll be able to see all the student report cards here as an admin for the whole school. If you want to see for only JHS, just enter JHS 1. Let's say JHS 1, JHS 1 like this and filter or load. Okay, so now let's enter this correctly, JHS 1 like this. So let's load it and there we go. So whatever class you filter with here is going to load for only that class. So I don't want us to view it, but if you prefer, let's just view one of the results. So let me just close this tab here. Let's view that first student. So let's click on print results. So there you go. This is what the results for this student is. So this student has failed the exams totally. So you have the school logo, school name, the address, and everything here. This QR code here contains some details of the school. When you scan it, you'll be able to verify the results. So you can see we have the subject, we have the class score, we have the exam score total, the grade, then the position. This is the 5th student out of the total number of students. All is fail. This is intentional, right? So we also didn't upload the headmaster's signature. So now let's go ahead and do that before we proceed. Now let's come back to settings so that we can view that right there. So now let's scroll down. This is the headmaster's signature. So click on this. So let's go back this way. Signatures. So let me pick this one or this one. Click on load. So it's loaded. Now let's come back to save settings. And also from these settings here, we can also see we have this option says create backup. Should in case something happens to your system, your data is very, very important, right? Very simple. So what you need to do is to go ahead and create backup every single day so that when something happens to the system, you can reinstall it and get back your data without any problem. So to create a backup, just click on create backup. Then this is going to read your entire database and back up all your data, and this will be downloaded. So let's watch that. So as you can see, the backup is downloaded in a JSON format. So this should be kept somewhere. And if something happens and you reinstall the system with a clean installation, you can just re-import this and then you'll be good to go. So now if we should go back to report cards, then we try printing one of the student results. So we can now see the head signature here neatly printed and everything is in line. So you can print, click on this and can print the results. As you can see, this is how it's going to look like. Very neat and looking great. Now let's cancel that out. And now let's go ahead and view class summary. Class summary is about each and every class. You don't have list of the class and then their total scores in order from the first student to the last student. So click on this, choose academic year. And you choose term 1, then the class, this is the admin's portal. So admin has access to all the classes. But for the class teacher, you can do that for only your class. So the class teacher will not have the option to choose any other class. They only have their class here. So theirs is to choose academic year and just term, and they can filter for their class. So now let me choose JHS, click on generate summary. So now this is how the summary results look like. So from the first student, she had 967 grade A, excellent. Second student, 869 in that order up to the last student for that class. So you can generate for all those classes and you can print that as well. So that becomes the summary results for the class. Now there we go, we have that as well. Let's come to, for now, don't forget, we haven't yet published. We have published the result, but we will be sending SMS to parents to be able to log in and view their results. I'll be showing you that as well. So now let's come to exam analyzer. So here as an admin, you can analyze for any class. It's just like the mock analyzer we've been talking about. This is not only for mock. This works for all the exams, for all the levels, for any term, any academic year, for anywhere. So now choose academic year you want to analyze and choose the term, say term 1. Then the class, at this point we have only JHS 1. So now let's click on analyze. Perfect. So you have your graphs and everything loading. Let me just walk you through. So we have the total number of students. The registered students, 5. Total present is 5. Absent is 0. Pass rate is what? 60%. And fail rate is what? 40%. Highest score is 90. That is A+. And then lowest score is what? 22. That is F. Then the pass mark should be 40. Perfect. So now we have the graph here which indicates all that. And we also have this the chart here which also has the overall pass and then overall fail. So we have that as well. And this one has subject pass rate. So the subject the student passed most is what? Arabic. And then the subject they failed most is the one with the lowest bar. So you can pick that up. Maybe that should be around BDT or something like that. So you can view that from here. And you can view the subject analysis by clicking on this. And this, you have the subject analysis. So now with the subject analysis, let me try to zoom it up a bit so that you can see everything clearly. So we have the various subjects. We have the pass, the number of students that pass the subject, and then the number of students that failed. The number of students that pass is 4, failed is only 1. And then the percentage is 20%. Number of candidates who registered, absent is 0, and then present is 5. So all subject analysis is here. And now here when we come to range of scores, okay, those who had from 80 to 100 in Arabic, they are 2. Those who had 80 to 100 in BDT are 2. So those who had 80 to 100 in short studies are 3. So you're able to analyze all these things here, and you can also print this for your usage, for your analysis and whatever. So now let's close this. Now you can pick up any class here for any academic year, for any class and analyze. So right now we have only JHS, so that is why we are sticking to JHS. And for any term as well, you can choose that. So once you pick up that up, and then just now let me just intentionally pick KG2. Term 1, 2020. So let's just click on analyze. It will tell you that there is no data for this particular level. So now you can see, says what? 0 registered, 0 present, 0 absent, 0 pass percentage rate. And so because there is no student, no, they haven't taken any exam of that sort. So nothing like that. So now, but for the JHS, once you pick that of the JHS like this, let's say the class is JHS, and you click on analyze, you'll be able to view everything just as we saw. So now there we go, everything aligns. So now the final thing is the publishing of the results. So now we go to bulk SMS here, and from here you can publish the results class by class, okay, and then everything will align. So now you can see for now we haven't published, so SMS section is 0. So now we choose the academic year, then the term 1, then the class. If you want to publish for all classes, you can do that, but it's recommended you do that class by class for smooth sending of SMS. So let me just choose JHS, and once everything aligns, I'll just click on send notification. Let's view that. Let's click on OK. There we go. I'm receiving the SMS one after the other. All right, as you can see, done, 5 delivered, and then 0 filled. So as you can see, all the 5 students have their SMS delivered. And frankly speaking, I've received all the 5 students' details right on my phone here. So we can intentionally log in from the portal here for you to see. They can equally log in on their phones to be able to view their results as well. So now let me do that on the phone again. Then we come back here to be able to see how we can do that on the PC for me to demonstrate that as well from there. So now let's look at that. All right, so now here we have the SMS. You can see, dear parents, your ward Mohammed Haruna with the student ID has received their term results. You can see the link. This is for Fatima Suleimana, and then this is for Amina Yakub. This is for Abdurrahman Isa. This is for James Milner. So as you can see, all the messages are here. So this is for admission. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. These are all for exams. So I'm going to target Mohammed Haruna's results. So I'm going to tap on this one here. Let me just tap on this link to open that portal. And from here, let me just go to login. So I'll need Mohammed Haruna's details from the PC. So let me just target that from the PC. Let me go to students. All right, so I can see Mohammed Haruna. Okay, so now let me just enter their student ID. So we have ST. So now, as you can see, the results are ready. So you can see term 1 published at the bottom. All right, so now what we need to do is just to choose the academic year. So you select academic year and choose the active academic year. Then select the term and choose the active term, which is term 1. So once you choose that, just tap on view results, and then this will load. You'll be able to see the results. So now let's wait. So there we go. So now we have the student results here. So you can scroll down and you'll be able to see everything that you want to see. Because of the screen size, it's not actually showing well. You can just be moving it along and you'll be able to see everything. So now to print it, just tap on print or download PDF. Just tap on that. So there we go. So this is the printed version, as you can see right on your screen. You can zoom it up a bit. For now, it's not really moving that way. So this is how it's going to look like. So once you are good with this, just tap at the top. You can see the print button. Just tap on it, and then from here you can print it as PDF and you'll be good to go. So now this is how parent or student can access the results on their portal. All right, so now as you can see, that is exactly how students and parents can access the results right on their phone. So now the next thing is, let me demonstrate that right here for you to see. Now let me log out as an administrator and then log in as a parent and or student and be able to see how we can access it. So now let me just copy one of the student ID here. Let me pick the first student from the top here, or let me just pick this student here. Let me just copy the ID and let's log out. So now I'll just click on log into parent or student portal. Then from here, I'm going to paste that ID and then the phone number and then click on view result. All right, so now from here, they'll be able to view their results. So by choose the academic year, the term, which is term 1, and then just click on view results. And there you go. So you have the results displayed here. There we go. So now you want to print it out, you can just click on print, download PDF. And as you can see, we have it seated right here for you to see. Everything looks very good. As you can see, the logo, everything is there. So now you can decide to print it. Just go ahead and click on print or save, just that. And there you go. You can just proceed to print it if you want to save it as PDF. Okay. So there you go. Let's just try saving it as PDF so that we can get exactly what we want. So now let's just let me just save this. Okay, that's okay. Let me just click on print. Let me choose desktop and let me name it sample results. Let me just choose save. And there we go. So now once we minimize this, get the sample results, we have the PDF file seated right here for us to see. There we go. So now finally, let's log in as a class teacher and be able to see how the class teacher can access either the summary results or the various student report cards. So now let's click on teacher portal here. Let me pick up the teacher login details from here. There we go. Now let's click on sign in. There we go. So now here we are logged in as a class teacher. So now from here we can view our students. Then we can check the attendance as we've already done that. And then here results as well. But now the most important thing is let's check reports. So now we choose the academic year and then we select the term here. Since it's for your own class, you don't have to choose the class again because the teacher is right inside his own class. So you click on load students. So you'll be able to see all your student reports here in real time and just click on any of them, just as a print. You'll be able to see the student results here displayed like this, straightforward. So now the last thing is let's look at the class summary as well. So they just choose the academic year and then the term. Let's click on generate summary. So the summary, you have the various students, the student's name from the top to the bottom, the first to the last person in that order, you have them. And then you can go ahead and print this as PDF as well. So from there, you can see everything is also there. So now with this, you can see how the entire system works. This is basically student results management system. All right, so now this system is fully available for sale. So you can just check the link in the video description and grab your copy. For now, we are giving a very huge discount for the first 20 schools that will get access to the system. So once you get the access, get the link, install it, follow the steps, configure it for your school, and you can use it forever, non-expiry. You don't need any domain, you don't need any hosting, anything. It's running right on your own local PC. You manage your data and everything is right in there. Your teachers can access it on their mobile devices, wherever they are. Students can access their portal, download any of the results for any of the academic years, any of the academic terms. This is a universal system that can work. As you can see, you just saw the demo. It can work for any school in any country with any curriculum, wherever. So it's a full dynamic system, as you can see how it works. So check the link in the video description and get it on the current price we are offering before the price is skyrocketed. It's very simple. Thank you so much and see you in our next series of videos, and bye.